Hey, welcome to my very first podcast called 50 Shades of Julie. That is me. Yes. Welcome, welcome. And it is my prayer that this reaches whoever needs to hear it today. Um, yeah. Anyways, here's to the little girl that didn't have a voice, that was too shy to speak up, that could never say no, that hated confrontation, that really didn't have a voice. And if this sounds like you, this is for you. And it is your time to speak your truth. Yeah, let's get started. This is my very first episode. It's called Speak Your Truth. It was inspired by a song called Read All About It by Emily Sandé. The very first time I ever heard this song was when my older daughter did a dance to it years ago. It was such a beautiful dance. She was such a beautiful dancer. And I still remember her costume. Like, it was like cream, pretty top with like a mint green, like flowy skirt. And it just really, really touched my heart. I want to read my favorite part out of the lyrics of the song. It says, "You've got the words to change a nation, but you're biting your tongue. You've spent a lifetime stuck in silence, afraid you'll say something wrong. If no one hears it, how are you gonna learn your song? So come on, come on." And then the chorus says, "I want to sing, I want to shout. I want to scream till the words dry out. So I put it in all of the papers. I'm not afraid. They can read all about it, read all about it." Yeah. So how many of us have sat there in silence and didn't speak our truth? Yeah. How many times did we let people walk all over us and we never stood up for ourselves? And we wanted to say no, but we didn't. I want to be here today if, speaking to you right now, if I had never spoke my truth, which was a little over 3 years ago. Yeah. Well, actually, probably like 4 years ago, I had this experience. I was married for 28 years and with my ex for 29 years. And there's so much. And I'm sure in like other podcasts, you will hear my story, different bits and pieces, the different things in my life that has shaped me and molded me. I am so grateful for every experience that I've been through because it's only made me the woman I am today. And I'm so grateful for that. I've even told him to this day, I'm like, thank you for being such an asshole to me, because in being who you were, because it's made me who I am, and it's made me strong, and it's made me not put up with shit. It's made me speak my truth. It's literally made me who I am. So, I mean, I've found a lot of strength in that. And he just laughed at me. And he didn't know what to say. But anyways, I can be real with him now. Yeah. But anyways, so probably about 4 years ago, I was in my closet and I was miserable. I was bawling, where I spent a lot of my time. So my kids, no one saw me crying. on my knees praying to God, like I always did. Not always on my knees, because you can be in your car praying and just, I talk to God like he's like sitting in my, right next to me. That's how I talk to him, not always on my knees praying. Um, he's my best friend. He's my go-to. He's my best friend. But yeah. So I was like in my closet, like crying, miserable. And, yeah. And I grew up in a religion that you stuck it out. Yeah. And it was always like families are together forever. Like you're sealed for all time and eternity. Yeah. Like to leave your husband and to break that bond and that union was like you, I don't know, you think you're just ruining your whole salvation, right? But I was miserable. There was so much going on. And I was bawling in my closet, and I'm just like, okay, like I can do this. Like I can handle it. Like I can work it out. And yeah, and then I'm thinking, okay, I can't do this to my kids. Like I'll ruin my kids' life. And then I'm thinking, okay, my youngest was 10 at the time. Can I just stick it out for 8 more years so she's at least 18? There's just so much going on in my mind, right? And I'm just miserable and bawling. And I mean, my health was going, like I couldn't eat, I had anxiety. It was always walking on eggshells. Nothing I said or did in my marriage like was good enough. It was just constant anxiety. And I was praying to God and was like, this is it. This is my life. I just have to deal with it. Yeah. I heard this voice in my head, and it said, Julie, you deserve happiness too. That people pleaser girl, that girl that never wanted to cause confrontation, that always tried to do the right thing. No, I was not perfect at all by any means. I mean, I did my best, but that's a whole nother podcast. But yeah, it said you deserve happiness too. And if this sounds like you are like stuck, you're miserable in your life, you don't know what to do, whether it's in a marriage, whether it's in your family, with a sibling, with a coworker, with a boss, whatever situation you're in, and you're having a hard time speaking up for yourself and speaking your truth, this is for you. It's time, because you deserve happiness too. Yeah, you teach people, and this is one thing I've learned, you teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. And that was like a big lesson that I learned the hard way. Yeah. And you know down deep in your heart, like, what you should do. And remember, there's a time and a season for everyone. Yeah. And you'll know when and what to do. Yeah. Anyways, I didn't realize at the time, like, I thought I was gonna ruin my family. Like, my kids were like gonna spiral out of control. Like, um, sorry, it's a lot. It gets emotional. Um, but it brings me back to when my daughter was in public school at the time when I left my ex. And all that year, I was telling her she was getting bullied. Not just her, this girl was bullying like all of the girls, like in their class, and making all the girls cry. And yeah, just being mean. And I kept telling her all year, it's like, just stand up for yourself. Like, don't put up with that. Just tell her how you feel. And yeah, she tolerated it all year long, right? Um, it was like the end of February, March that I finally left my ex after 28 years of marriage. I was with them for 29 years. And let me get a drink. Sorry. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I realized, yeah, I told her to stand up for herself and not be bullied. And she just put up with it and put up with it. And it wasn't until like the very end of school, it was like a couple days school before school was out, like that May, that I had picked her up from school and we were headed home. And she goes, Mom, guess what? And I said, what? And she's like, I finally stood up for myself. I finally told this girl's name that she needs to start being nice to not only me, but like to all the girls and stop making us cry um, and be kind and be nice. And she's like, yeah, I finally told her to like be nice to me and treat me better. And like, as I was driving home and like within a couple minutes, like a light bulb went off in my head. And like, I realized like, oh my gosh, like it was finally after she'd seen me finally stand up for myself and speak my truth and stand up to my ex, that she was able to speak her truth. I don't think we understand, like, we live by example, even though we think that we're, doing the right thing and staying in a crazy toxic marriage. And like, our kids sense that. I think more than we think. Every marriage is different. Every situation is different. You have to do what's best for you. And remember, there's a time and a season and a chapter in your story that, whatever situation you're in, that you need to speak your truth. But our kids see what we do and what we tolerate. And it was in that instant that I realized that, wow, she's watching me. And it wasn't until I spoke my truth that she was able to do the same. And yeah. So that was like a big like light bulb moment for me. That I'm so grateful for, that I finally did that. Yeah. Anyways, I'm better at like, but yeah, I want to leave my podcast on a quote. And let me grab that. Yeah. A quote that I want to share with you. And it says, silencing yourself to keep others comfortable is a form of self-betrayal. Speak up, express your thoughts, and honor your truth. Your voice matters. So, this is for you. If you're tolerating things that you shouldn't, I really pray that this inspires you to speak your truth and to finally stand up for yourself. And yeah, speak your truth even when your voice is shaking. And that is my prayer. And remember, dance. Don't be afraid. Live in your truth. Laugh every day. And love yourself enough to not put up with anything. And speak your truth. That is my prayer. And yeah, thank you so much for spending time with me. And I really pray that this helps whoever it needs to help. And yeah, have the best day. And until next time, dance, live, laugh, and love. Sending you all peace, love, and light. Peace. Bye.